What is up, everybody? The Royal Rumble is right around the corner, and I am excited. So, welcome to my official 2026 WWE Royal Rumble predictions video. In this video, we're going to break down each of the 4 matches that are happening on that night, including for the 2 Rumble matches. I'm going to give you who I think are going to be the final 4, who I think is going to be the breakout star that is just going to be made to look like an absolute beast. I'm going to let you know who I think is going to return for each of those matches and who, of course, is going to win each of the 2 Royal Rumble matches. So let's get into it. Hey, you interested in following another dude that talks about wrestling while sitting at a desk? Well, it's your lucky day. You should hit that subscribe button and come and follow me. We post a lot on this channel. We post a lot of really interesting content. So come, be a part of it, hang out with us, and let's talk wrestling. The first match that we're going to talk about is AJ Styles versus Gunther. I think that we are about to see AJ Styles' final match in a WWE ring. I saw something online the other day that was talking about that John Cena versus AJ Styles match, and they talked about how we didn't know it, but we were watching a farewell tour for 2 different wrestlers that day. And that love letter to wrestling that they both put on that day, that I'm getting chills just talking about it. That was definitely a retirement tour match for AJ Styles, right? His match against Cody Rhodes, right? Retirement tour match. His match against Shinsuke Nakamura, definitely a retirement tour match. That match against CM Punk, which apparently was the first time that these 2 guys have ever gone against each other in a WWE ring, right? What a perfect farewell match. So I think that WWE has been telling us for a while. We just haven't been wanting to listen, but I do think that this is going to be AJ Styles' final time in a WWE ring. Now, it is possible, and I've seen speculation of this, that this match maybe ends in shenanigans, because honestly, Gunther can't lose this match either. If we're having this match and we plan on AJ Styles staying in the WWE, we can't take away that heat. We can't take away that aura. We can't take away that monster thing. I don't know, that like thing that Gunther has right now, right? That thing that is making him a monster, that thing that makes us all kind of hate him a little bit. We can't take it away from him. And a loss in this match would absolutely take that away from him. So we can't do that. If we do plan on keeping AJ Styles around for a while, if AJ Styles plans to keep going as a WWE superstar for a while, and then maybe they run it back at WrestleMania, and then maybe that's where they retire AJ Styles, then this match needs to end in shenanigans. This match needs to end in shenanigans, right? Whether it be a low blow from Gunther, which we've seen him do before, whether it be some sort of interference, whether it be some sort of weapon or something that gets Gunther disqualified, I think that would be, listen, it's not a perfect ending. It's not a perfect way to end this match between these 2 guys. But if that's really what you want to do, if you really want to keep AJ Styles around for a while, that's how you end it. Unfortunately, I don't think that is what is happening at this Royal Rumble. I don't think that is what is happening in this match. I think that AJ Styles will be retired by the hands of Gunther. I think Gunther will put AJ Styles to sleep, and he's going to add one more name to his list of superstars that he's retired. And I think that Gunther goes on to face people like Brock Lesnar and retire him. Eventually, when CM Punk retires, he gets retired at the hands of Gunther. I don't know who else we're expecting to retire soon, but I think that Gunther is just going to be that name for a while, and AJ Styles is going to be no different. So AJ Styles to lose against Gunther at the Royal Rumble and to retire from WWE as a whole. I do think that maybe he goes on to a TNA or maybe an AEW after this. Like, he's not done, but I think that this does kind of end his career as a WWE superstar. Next up, we have Sami Zayn against Drew McIntyre, and maybe we should have started the video with this match instead of that downer of an AJ Styles Gunther match, right? But yeah, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. This match is it's on the card to give the Saudi audience a pop. It's on the card because he won the right to challenge in Montreal, Canada. This was all just meant for fanfare, and that's perfectly fine. I have no issues with that. I have no issues with WWE giving the audience something specific to cheer for on that night. And Sami Zayn is definitely someone that is going to be cheered at the Royal Rumble. However, I don't see a world where Sami Zayn wins this. Let me rephrase that. I am 99.9999999% sure that Drew McIntyre is absolutely winning this match. Right? Official prediction is Drew McIntyre is winning this match. However, considering what we just did with this Undisputed title, considering that we've taken it off of Cody Rhodes just a few months before the Rumble, just about a month before, or I'm sorry, a few months before WrestleMania, just about a month before the Royal Rumble, right? There is that slight possibility that Sami Zayn wins this match. There is that 0.00001% chance that we're taking the belt off of Drew McIntyre and putting it on Sami Zayn in front of the Saudi audience to the loudest pop that we can probably get out of this audience. So there is that chance. I don't think it's a realistic thing. My official prediction is Drew McIntyre walks away the winner, especially because we've kind of already set up what major feud is going to take Drew McIntyre into and probably through WrestleMania, right? And that is Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Those three are currently feuding, and the feeling that I get is that is the match that we're gonna get at WrestleMania. So no, I do not think that Sami Zayn wins this match, but I do think he puts on a hell of a match in front of the Saudi crowd. I know it's not a home crowd, but for Sami, the audience is going to sound like a home crowd. So it's going to be a great match, but no shot. Drew McIntyre takes this one. All right, now we're on to the fun stuff, right? Royal Rumble matches. Starting off with the Women's Rumble, right? We're going to talk about who I think is going to be the absolute shining star in this match, right? Maybe that means the workhorse. Maybe that means the person that lasts the longest in the ring, that comes in at number one and eventually gets eliminated like at 28 or something, right? The person that has the highest eliminations. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing with this person, but this is going to be the person that is going to shine in this Rumble, the person that we're all going to be talking about after that night, after Saturday night. The person that we're all going to be talking about after that Women's Royal Rumble match is no other, in my opinion, than Raquel Rodriguez, right? Big sexy, big mommy cool, whatever she wants to call herself. I think that Raquel Rodriguez has absolutely arrived as a WWE superstar. The work that she's been putting in, even before this feud with Stephanie Vaquer, right? Even when Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez were tag team champions, even when Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were tag team champions, the work that Raquel Rodriguez has been putting on in the WWE ring is amazing, right? This woman has come such a long way. She has just 2025 was just an absolute breakout year, and I think that this Royal Rumble, this 2026 Royal Rumble, is going to be her coming out party, and we're all going to be talking about her and her performance at this Rumble for years to come. Now, at Royal Rumbles, I also expect some good returns, right? I expect some people coming back from injury. I expect some people that haven't been here a while to come back. So some of the returns that I expect at this Women's Rumble, of course, are going to be people like Tiffany Stratton, right, who we haven't seen in a while because she has been injured. People like Bianca Belair, who hasn't been in the WWE for a while because of that finger injury, right? Maybe we see someone like a Piper Niven. I would like that. I like Piper Niven. I think that she makes Chelsea Green that much better. I think that Chelsea Green is great when she has both Alba Fire and Piper Niven around her, and maybe that's how they bring her in, right? Like maybe Chelsea Green is in the ring by herself against maybe, I don't know, two different people. Maybe Bianca Belair, just Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton. Maybe she's in the ring against Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton. And then Piper Niven comes out, right, as a surprise to help out Charlotte Flair. I would absolutely like that. Maybe it wouldn't be a huge pop, but I'd like that return. But also, we're probably going to get some legends. We're probably going to get Trish Stratus, which, fine, right? I'm not a huge fan of this. I'd rather see more women being called up from NXT than for them to roll out some legends. But this is usually where Trish Stratus likes to come back right into the Royal Rumble season. So not the worst thing in the world. But I think the biggest surprise of this night, the biggest return that I have seen few people talking about, but seems a little bit unrealistic, is going to be Paige. Paige is going to return at this Royal Rumble to a huge pop, and we're going to see Paige in a WWE ring against some of these women that she wasn't around to wrestle before, against some of this roster that is just absolutely amazing, and we're going to get some great matches from her for a couple of years. Paige will be back in a WWE ring as my official prediction for this Royal Rumble. All right, let's talk about who I think the final four are going to be in this match. I think the way that WWE treats Rhea Ripley, the way that they build her as this huge star, right? I think teasing a Rhea Ripley win is just what WWE does. And I'm not mad at that. Rhea Ripley is an absolute megastar. She is an absolute sensation. She is one of the best women on the WWE roster. So Rhea Ripley in the final four. I also think Bianca Belair will be coming back from an injury, and I think that she will also be in the final four. Just these two absolute superstars. Bianca Belair, she's won the Royal Rumble before, and I think she might even come in at a 30 or a 29, right? Because it's going to get a pop. So I do think that she's going to be in the ring as one of the final four for this match. I think that we can also expect Liv Morgan in the final four. Like, spoiler alert a little bit, but I think that Liv Morgan gets a WrestleMania match for a title. Now, does that mean that she wins the Royal Rumble? I guess you'll find out in a bit. But I do think that, the WWE roster was just waiting for her to return from her injury. I think that Stephanie Vaquer's title reign was just waiting for Liv Morgan to come back from injury. I think that that whole storyline with the Judgment Day was just waiting for her to come back from injury. So yes, I think that Liv Morgan will be in the final four of this Royal Rumble. And the fourth person that will be in this ring is going to be, in my opinion, Chelsea Green. I think that WWE is going to tease a Chelsea Green win. I think that they want us to want a Chelsea Green win. I think that that whole thing with Unreal Season 1, where they talked about Chelsea Green just coming out to an empty ring and automatically winning, was WWE planting seeds and seeing if that was something that the internet talked about, if seeing that that was something that the internet wanted to eventually give Chelsea Green a big title push. And I don't think that this is anything different. I think having Chelsea Green in the ring as part of the Final Four is a way of WWE to see, is Chelsea Green ready for the big one? And yes, she is Michael Hayes. You're an idiot, Michael Hayes. She absolutely is ready for the big title. So my Final Four: Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Chelsea Green. Now, who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble match? I went back and forth between two women, and I mentioned one of them being Liv Morgan, but I think that the winner of this Royal Rumble is going to be Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair wins this title. She goes after Jade as kind of the no-brainer challenge, right? Because if Liv Morgan wins and Raquel Rodriguez wins, you're going to have that whole thing with Liv Morgan not wanting to challenge her friend, so she's going to want to go after Jade. But I think we want to see some sort of, if Raquel wins, Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez. If Raquel Rodriguez loses, then her friend Liv Morgan doing what she couldn't do and still creating a storyline with the Judgment Day, right? But the only way to do that is if Liv Morgan has no choice but to challenge Stephanie Vaquero or whoever is holding the world championship. Maybe it's Raquel Rodriguez, right? So with Bianca Belair, being the Royal Rumble winner. Her challenging Jade Cargill, it leaves only one path for an eventual match for Liv Morgan to challenge for that world title. All that to say, Bianca Belair is the winner. I don't know if I said it. Bianca Belair is winning the Royal Rumble. As for the men's Royal Rumble, this Rumble is made for Oba Femi to shine. I want Oba Femi to come into this ring. I want him to throw out 27, 28 other guys over the top rope and just be the absolute monster that he's always been, the absolute monster that we want him to be, the absolute monster that WWE needs. Oba Femi's coming out party is this Royal Rumble. Right? I don't care if he throws out 10, 12, 15 guys. I need him to throw out people like Brock Lesnar. I need him to throw out people like Braun Breaker. If Gunther is in the Rumble, I need him to throw out Gunther. Right? I need him to throw out these big, huge names to absolutely make a name for himself. Right? Oba Femi will arrive at this Rumble, and he is going to have a lot of people talking about him when it's done. As far as the big returns, yes, we've all heard speculation of Chris Jericho. I do think Chris Jericho will be back at this Rumble. We've all mentioned names like Edge being thrown around. I don't think Edge is coming back for this Rumble. Please, people, do not expect Edge to come back at this Rumble. You're only going to be disappointed. I do, however, think that we're going to see a Seth Rollins return at this Rumble. Does LA Knight count as a return? We're definitely going to see LA Knight be back at this Rumble. I think, and maybe this is me setting myself up for disappointment, but I think we might see a Kevin Owens return at this Rumble. Kevin Owens returning at this Rumble would blow so many people's minds. Honestly, if he returns and wins, I wouldn't hate it. I don't have him down as my winner, as a little bit of a spoiler alert, but if Kevin Owens returns at this Rumble and he wins the Rumble, I don't think there is a single person out there that would dislike that booking decision by WWE. But those are my returns for this. So I think, yeah, Kevin Owens would be the biggest one, and I do think that he will be returning at this year's Royal Rumble. Also, I want to see some AAA guys in here, right? I want to see a Mr. Iguana. I want to see an Hijo del Vikingo, right? Let's give some love to AAA. AAA is flooded with WWE guys. Why not have it come back the other way? Why not have some AAA guys showcase their talents in this Royal Rumble match? I know it's not a return, but I think that we're going to get some of those people in this Rumble. Maybe a Mr. Iguana and R-Truth moment in the Rumble. Yeah, who's going to hate that? Right? Again, not returns, but just things that I think are happening at this Rumble. Also, El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Whether it's Chad Gable without a mask coming face to face with El Grande Americano, or maybe there is a second Grande Americano that is just a little bit shorter and a little bit buffer that comes out as El Grande Americano that we all know and love recently from AAA that has been in our screens for the last few months. If both of these Grande Americanos end up in the ring, I don't see a single person that would hate that either. I need to see that, WWE. Now, who will be the final four in this men's Royal Rumble match? I think that I'd be stupid to not mention Roman Reigns, right? They've made a big deal about Roman Reigns being in the Rumble. Roman Reigns has been off of our screen in the Rumble. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre? Hell yeah, great match. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk? Hell yeah, great match. I think that WWE kind of teasing a Roman Reigns win and having him be a part of the Final Four, having him be in the Final Four just elevates the three other men that are in the ring with him. So Roman Reigns absolutely in the Final Four for this match. Another person in the Final Four has to be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Right? Again, right, someone that just elevates people around him. He is the most recent undisputed champion. We're trying to project his rematch against Drew McIntyre to try to get his title back. So yeah, WWE is going to tease a Cody Rhodes win, right? They're going to tease. Also, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the ring together after they had that moment at War Games where Roman Reigns was like, this is the last time we're ever going to tag. next time I see you, I'm taking that title away from you. Well, guess what, Roman? Cody don't have that title anymore. So yeah, I want to see that moment at the end of the match with 4 different men standing in the ring and 2 of them being Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I've also mentioned him in this video already, but the powerhouse that is Obafemi. Obafemi needs to just destroy everyone. He needs to be in the Final 4 standing next to the 2 most prolific undisputed champions that we've seen in a while, right? The 2 most memorable undisputed champions. The 2 of the last 3 undisputed champions, right, are going to be in the Final 4 match. Let's put Obafemi in there and have him absolutely arrive. I know I talked about him just being a monster, being a star, and having WWE just have him run through the roster. Let's finish it. Let's finish the story. Let's have him be a part of the Final 4. Face off with Roman Reigns? Who doesn't want to see Obafemi face off with Roman Reigns? Obafemi face off with Cody Rhodes again? They have unfinished business, right? Drew McIntyre interfered in their match, so their match never ended. We never figured out who the better of these 2 men were. So yeah, let's have them go face to face with each other. And let's have Obafemi go face to face with my 4th person in the Final 4, Jacob Fatu. Who doesn't want to see Obafemi versus Jacob Fatu? We're going to get it at the Rumble. We're absolutely going to get it at the Rumble. But this is projecting for something in the future. This is WWE teasing a future dream match between Obafemi and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is currently involved in a feud with the Undisputed Champion and Cody Rhodes, right? We are teasing a Jacob Fatu challenge for that title that he kind of, sort of, helped Drew McIntyre win. So let's have him be in the Final 4. My Final 4 for this Royal Rumble match, for this men's Royal Rumble match, are Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Obafemi, and Jacob Fatu. And who do I think is winning the Royal Rumble? None other than the Samoan werewolf, all gas, absence of brakes, yada I mean, Jacob Fatu. For every reason that I mentioned just a while ago, right? He is currently feuding with the current WWE Undisputed Champion, Drew McIntyre. Him, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre are involved in a 3-person feud. And yes, I do think that that Royal Rumble match will be a triple threat match. I do think that Jacob Fatu wins the Rumble, challenges Drew McIntyre for that title at WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes, with maybe a hint of a heel turn, with maybe a hint of doing things a little bit differently and politicking his way into that championship match, ask for a title shot, and it ends up being a triple threat match at WrestleMania for that Undisputed Championship. So yes, my winner for this men's Royal Rumble match is Jacob Fatu. So there you have it. Those are my official predictions for this Royal Rumble event. I think that there's going to be a lot of watery eyes there for that AJ Styles Gunther match. I think we're going to see a lot of grown men cry. What an amazing wrestler. And I think that, yeah, I think we're going to see his final match at that Royal Rumble, that weird flat earther, but it's going to be great. But I do think that we're going to see AJ Styles give it one final run at TNA after this. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know who you think is going to win each of these Royal Rumble matches. So Bianca Belair and Jacob Fatu are my 2 winners of the Royal Rumble match. I think that, especially this men's Royal Rumble, there are a lot of rising stars that are just going to get the absolute star treatment here. Obafemi, Jacob Fatu being 2 of them. The women's Rumble is absolutely filled with young stars. We're going to see a lot of NXT call-ups, and I think that we're going to see kind of a shift in WWE, kind of old guard being pushed aside for a bit. I know Bianca's winning, and Bianca's not old guard, but she's an established superstar. But we're going to see a lot of young people just get pushed, and we're building towards a future here with WWE. I don't know, maybe that's just me projecting. Maybe Triple H enters the Royal Rumble himself and wins it. Who knows? But let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know how wrong my predictions are. Let me know who you think are going to win the Rumbles. I think that's what we're all here for. That's what we all want to see. It's going to be super amazing. If you're around on Saturday, I'm going to be broadcasting it live. Not broadcasting it live, but we're going to have a live watch party. Come hang out with me on YouTube and Let's watch the Royal Rumble together. What's better than watching wrestling with friends? Anyway, though, make sure to like and subscribe since you made it this far. Make sure to check out some of my other videos. There's some really good Royal Rumble content this week, so check out one of those videos. I guarantee you'll like at least one of them. Anyway, though, as always, until next time, have a nice day.